to the Mayhem Summer Slam, where questionable teams bring questionable brews. For this week, we're kicking off round 1 of Canadian Highlander with Ike Bothenheimer throwing down against Maripol Marauders. With that being said, let's check out the pod today. First, we have Pilch on Code Cracking Crustaceans, a Gruul monsters list that seeks to drop threat after threat each turn and win by overwhelming its opponent. And Josh on Omnihulk, a combo deck that seeks to assemble a Flash Hulk line, value reanimation lines, or other compact combos from the graveyard to quickly go for a win. And now, with each pilot on their respective corner of the screen, let us begin.
Josh plays a Verdant Catacombs and cracks it, paying a life, fetching an Underground Sea onto the battlefield. He plays Careful Study, drawing 2, discarding 2, and passes. Pilch draws, plays a Forest, a Mox Ruby, and
Topia Sprawl?
I'm gonna misstep the sprawl.
I like to misstep your misstep.
Yeah. Yep, you got it.
he follows it up with Ragavan, Nimble Pilferer, and passes. Josh draws, plays a Windswept Teeth, and cracks it, paying a life, fetching up a tropical island onto the battlefield.
You playing Aristocrats? No.
No.
That wouldn't have Utopia Sprawl. What the hell are you playing? Is this Gruul Monsters? Am I gonna die?
My points are Mox Soul Ring.
Oh, I'm fucking dead.
He plays a Baleful Strix, drawing a card when it enters, and passes. Pilch draws and plays Verdant Catacombs, cracking it, paying a life, fetching up a forest onto the battlefield.
We'll cast the One Ring.
Yeah?
I like to draw a card.
Yeah.
With a turn 2 One Ring, Pilch moves to combat and attacks Josh with Ragavan. Josh trades Baleful Strix with Ragavan, and the turn moves to John. Josh draws, plays a Botanical Sanctum, and Oko, Thief of Crowns, uptaking him, turning the One Ring into a 3/3 elk with no abilities. Pilch draws, plays a Mountain, and moves to combat, attacking Oko with the One Ring. Oko takes the hit, and in his second main phase, Pilch plays Thrun, the last Stroll, and passes. Josh draws, upticks Oko, creating a food token, and passes. Pilch draws and plays Magus of the Moon. Josh floats mana in response, and before combat, flashes in Necromancy, returning Baleful Strix to the battlefield and drawing a card. Pilch moves to combat and attacks Oko with the One Ring and Thrun. Josh blocks Thrun with Strix, and Pilch regenerates Thrun in response. Baleful Strix is destroyed, Oko takes the hit, and Pilch passes. Josh draws and uptakes Oko, turning Magus into a 3/3 elk with no abilities. He plays Aspara's Headquarters tapped and casts Duress.
There's a Hex Drinker in the other Thrun.
What the hell is this? Yeah.
Josh passes. Pilch draws, plays a Forest, and moves to combat, taking Josh with everything. Josh takes a hit, and in his second main phase, Pilch plays Thrun, Breaker of Silence, and Hex Drinker. The turn moves to Josh. Josh draws, plays Carrion Feeder, and upticks Oko, turning Thrun into a 3/3 elk with no abilities. Josh passes.
I would like to
I'm
level
definitely
up.
still just dead. Yeah.
I'd like to level up.
Are you gonna level them up all the way?
Level up. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna level up to level 3.
Okay.
Still be a 4/4.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna swing out. So
Yeah.
3, 6, 9, 13, 17 to
Yeah.
face?
I'm dead.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, because I had Cosmic Rebirth to draw a card off the Strix again, but
What
I
did you
can't
do?
believe you misstepped my misstep.
I almost misstepped the Careful Study, I'm gonna be honest.
That would have been. I guess I
Did
would
you
have missed. I would have misstepped that.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I'm glad I didn't 'cause after seeing the misstep. But I'm like, he said he has a trap of a hand. So
yeah. So the trap hand was it was a 1-lander Careful Study and 2 reanimate spells with Oko.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really glad I didn't misstep it. I feel like that could have been a much different game.
Maybe.
Well, I feel like I don't know if you could have actually beaten.
I don't know.
You needed a board wipe, I feel like.
There's no board wipes in here.
Well,
The board wipe is winning the game.
yeah, that's fair.
Josh sees the writing on the wall, and Pilch wins the game. Josh plays a Zagoth Triumph tapped and passes. Pilch draws, plays a Forest, a Mox Emerald, a Scavenging Ooze, and passes. Josh draws, plays a Reflecting Pool, and Ponder, looking at the top 3, rearranges, and draws. Josh passes. Pilch draws, plays an Ancient Tomb, and the One Ring.
We're back on this, huh? Yeah, that's good.
Turn 2 One Ring for the second time, Pilch activates the ring, putting a burden counter on it and drawing a card. He moves to combat, attacking Josh with Ooze. Josh takes the hit, and at the end of turn, Josh plays Consider, surveilling 1 and drawing. The turn moves to Josh. Josh draws, plays a Savannah, and Buried Alive, fetching up Hoarding Broodlord, Academy Rector, and Archon of Cruelty into his graveyard. Josh passes. At the beginning of his upkeep, Pilch loses a life from the ring. He draws and activates the ring, putting a burden counter on it and drawing 2. He follows it up with a Windswept Heath, cracking it, paying a life, and fetching up a Taiga. He activates Ooze 3 times, exiling Broodlord, Rector, and Archon, putting 3 +1/+1 counters on Ooze and gaining 3 life. He moves to combat, attacking Josh with Ooze. Josh takes the hit and Pilch passes. Josh draws, plays a Caracas, and...
I'm gonna cast a Summoner's Pact.
Yeah! We're just dying.
It's not Flash, but you are dead.
I felt it in my bones.
He fetches a Protean Hulk into his graveyard and plays Careful Study, drawing 2 and discarding 2.
Go to combat.
Yeah,
At the beginning of combat, cast Necromancy as an instant.
Yeah.
Get the Hulk. So if you held it up, I was just gonna Necromancy whatever your last target was. Go to end step, Necromancy trigger. This one, this one, this one.
This will appeal to the modern crowd because I'm casting the One Ring. I heard they like it over there.
So I'll have 3 foods when all these enter.
Yeah.
And then I would like to, then I have a Cold and Familiar trigger where you'll lose one and I'll gain
Would you like
one.
to target yourself?
It does not target, it's each opponent.
Shucks. I'll die.
Yeah.
With Hulk combo assembled, Pilch sees the writing on the wall, and Josh wins the game. Pilch plays an Ancient Tomb, a Chromox, imprinting Helena and Elena partners, and plays Lelia, the Blade Reforged. He moves to combat, taking Josh with Lelia, exiling the top card of his library and putting a +1/+1 counter on Lelia. Josh takes the hit and Pilch passes. Josh draws and pays 2 life to cast Cataxian Probe, looking at Pilch's hand and drawing. He plays a Windswept Teeth and passes. Pilch draws and plays Urza Saga, moving to Chapter 1 when it enters. He plays Caves of Chaos Adventure, taking the initiative and venturing into Undercity when it enters, fetching up a forest into his hand. He moves to combat and attacks Josh with Lelia, exiling the top card of his library and putting a +1/+1 counter on Lelia. Josh takes the hit, and at the end of turn, Josh cracks his Heath, paying a life.
I'm actually just gonna lose to play draw, which is so sad.
I'm okay with it actually. If you ask me, I need to make up for my performance in the Slam last year. Do you just have Flash in hand?
I have Wishclaw Talons and Protean Hulk.
Oh yeah, you're just gonna be a turn slow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, Flash off the top.
You know,
Josh plays Drown Catacombs and...
Cast Consider.
this has if it's Flash and Lotus Petal at the same time.
No, I'm
still
dead.
win. Okay.
Nope. You got it. I was hoping for a Path or a Swords at that point.
I'll put 2 counters on this one. Deal
Yeah.
6 damage to you and then attack for a lot.
Just a turn slow. Josh sees the writing on the wall, and Pilch wins the match. Alright, so after that match, Maripool Marauders jump up to a 2-0 start in first place, with Ink Bothenheimer sinking down to second place.
Who's gonna push ahead? Who's gonna fall to the bottom? Who's going to sneak up and take home the prize? Find out next week by continuing to tune in to the Mayhem Summer Slam.